Today I want to talk about the Goblin Sapper. What the text says has 4 attack or has 4 plus 4 attack while your opponent has 6 or more cards in hand. And this costs 3 for a 2/4. I would first like to talk about the 4 health. I myself, who loves to play the Hunter's Secrets, especially Snipe, or just to include almost every secret of the Hunter instead of the meta being Freezing Trap, Explosive Trap, and Snake Trap. I also play the other two more often than most, Misdirection, and the key secret here for this card is Snipe. This will force, or at least push people to play other secrets other than Freezing Trap to simply put that back into the hand. I would think that Snipe is an option since it costs 2 for 100 secrets, whereas a Mage secret, normally Mirror Entity is played past turn 4. Now, with this Goblin Sapper, the chances of Mirror Entity coming even sooner is a valid play. So this covers most of the secrets. As far as the way I play. This card is also good against the Warlock. And I would think that this would be a good counter against Handlock as far as how the Twilight Drake comes. Well, you also have to be a Warlock yourself because, for example, if you get a Twilight Drake that is 4/8, this would be a 6 damage. So how are you going to take out the remaining 2 health? Then more people will play with Demon Fire and the chances of Demon Fire, or even more people might go for the Shadow Bolt or bring back Bane of Doom. As far as the other kind of Warlocks there are, with the next Void Caller, if the Void Caller drops down a Dread Inferno has 6 health, so this is a great counter for that drop. If it drops the early Doomguard to the point where that person still has 6 or more cards in hand, then this counters it pretty much 90%. All you have to do is like a Mortal Coil if you're a Warlock as well, or like I said, a Demon Fire, or any one miserly creature that you still have on the board can kill a Doomguard. So this is a really good counter against that. And as far as playing against other classes such as the Control Warrior or the Control Paladin, this is a card that will have a great effect on classes that keep their hand very extensively. This is also going to create more secret play for the Paladin, such as Eye for an Eye or even Noble Sacrifice, to be played as quickly as possible in case you take 6 damage. It will backfire on their plan, or basically just have lower costing cards to avoid text from coming true. So this is going to push people to have more lower drops than they normally anticipate in each of their decks, and I would assume that most people will try out lower costing cards to counter other newer cards that are just as low cost as this Goblin Sapper as well. And there is other ways of removing this that the BGH will come in handy, and it is very situational to the point where the BGH would help, also because of how the text says opponent has to have 6 or more cards. Therefore, certain decks will be able to counter this with like an Abusive Sergeant and BGH, because you're holding, for example, 8 cards in hand as Handlock or Control Warrior or Control Paladin. You will have to make that sacrifice of using the BGH with an Abusive Sergeant for 4 cost, because BGH costs 3, Abusive costs 1, so that's 4. So yes, you can counter this pretty much in the next turn as a control deck. Let's see, what else have I not covered? A rogue. Rogue has Eviscerate, Sap, Druid, Swipe, Polymorph, Hex. This card will definitely pull in some removal, such as the mentioned cards. It may even pull Naturalize, not that it's any advantage, but whatever that you can use as a low cost against this counter would be great, because if your opponent has a coin, they will play this as soon as they get it. So you will have to have a hard counter. And this will also put Repentance into play. I love Repentance myself, and I have had a reasonable percentage to the point where I would catch a good Repentance, such as on a Gurubashi, on Rag, on most of the high health minions. I've caught a high main as well on turn 5 where my opponent has a coin. So chances are secrets will play a huge role in countering this. So if you have any other methods of removing this card early, it's your creative play, and I have mentioned most of what I could think of for the moment, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you.